Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your bud George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range. With my next installment on, hey, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is the High Standard Sentinel. Now, I know you'd say, yeah, I've seen the Sentinel videos before, but I've got about 3 of them on my channel so far in various variations and so forth. And the Sentinel is worth talking about. Now, I was down at the retail shop for Apache Armaments last week. I picked up this gun to bring it out for demonstration purposes. And when I got down there, it was one of the guns that I was considering doing a review on for a couple of different reasons. And there was a customer in the retail store who was thinking about buying this gun, liked this gun, but we could not convince him that it wasn't cut off. Okay? So, because it was a 3-inch with a full-size grip, it was hard to convince the man that it hadn't been cut off. Tried every way in the world to convince him. Finally didn't convince him. Wound up selling him a 6-inch one. Anyway, how do we tell that gun's not been cut off? Well, let's talk about grading out a used gun a little bit, and then we'll shoot this guy and see where we can get with it. First of all, if you look at a Colt, say police positive, official police, and it says on the barrel, official police, there's a chance that gun's been cut off, okay? If you looked at this gun and it said High Standard on it instead of High Standard Manufacturing Corporation, chances are that gun's been cut off. This one says High Standard Manufacturing Corporation, Hamden, Connecticut, USA. On the other side, it says High Standard 22 caliber. Okay? And it has a factory crown in the end of the barrel. Now, you see guys, they take a gun, put that hacksaw on it, and it goes all flat at the end. They might try and figure out some way to chamfer the mouth of the mouth of the barrel, the muzzle, and but it never looks right. Okay? Sit that rear sight back, but it never looks just exactly right. Okay? So this is a 3-inch barrel gun. We looked this up. This is actually one of the guns that they didn't make very many of. They make the 3-inch barrel in the little banana grip configuration, but they made very few of the 3-inch barrel guns in the full-size grip. Kind of like a 10.5 with a square butt on it. You just don't see them. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about grading out a used gun. One of the things you want to look for in a gun, particularly a revolver, when you're going to consider it for purchase as a used gun, is roll by. First thing you want to do is you want to check and see how much play is in that cylinder when it's in relaxed condition. That means the hammer is fully forward and it's in relaxed condition. I'm up there, and this gun has very little. Okay, one of the things that tells you is that the cylinder latch, which is this part here, isn't worn badly or not at all. Okay, another thing you want to look for is roll by. That is when the cylinder is allowed, by the mechanical function not being correct, to roll by lining up with the barrel. Typically you get roll by when you jerk the hammer real hard and it doesn't fire because the firing pin hit between the chambers. The way to detect roll by is to come up here and get a hold of your gun and jerk that hammer back real quick. And then reach up here and check your cylinder for roll by. Okay? There may be a little bit of play there. There isn't in this gun. There may be a little bit of play there because the cylinder latch wedge is not completely into the cylinder lock cut until you pull the trigger. Okay? And then the gun fires. So you check for roll by pulling back on it real hard and seeing how much play's in there. Okay? If it's a gun like this with a fixed firing pin, you want to look at that firing pin and see, particularly on a high standard, you always have heat treating marks on it, where that hammer got heat treated. Kind of a case hardening effect. And you occasionally see it on the firing pin itself because they roll the hammers and other parts that they've heat treated in stones to smooth them up before they finish them. Okay? Look and make sure that your firing pin section is crisp. That means the corner that goes up, goes over, is sharp. Okay? Always look and make sure that your firing pin is crisp. That tells you that that gun hasn't been dry fired a lot, if any. On a double action revolver, where you have a firing pin on the hammer like you do on Smith's, always look at that guy. Make sure the firing pin ain't too loose because it's held in there with a roll pin. You know, make sure that your firing pin isn't bent or worn. And the way you safely dry fire without offending the owner is to put your thumb over the hammer. And that slacks it up a little bit to where it's not hitting right on the metal hard every time. And simply do this. Okay? And that lets you know that all of your cylinders are firing. Okay? And that everything's smooth and everything works right and there's not a burr someplace on the cylinder stage that's holding you up at some point. Okay, there's a little bit of tips on grading out a used gun. Scratches, these scratches come from the ejector. Okay, where the ejector comes and drags over this on the way back in. That's where those scratches there come from. This part of the finish, I don't know how it got that way. Probably coming in and out of a holster. Look at the overall finish of the gun. See if it's got any rust on it. See if it's got any pitting on it. See if it's got any pitting on it with been re-blued or right over the pits and so forth. Grips, logo, medallion, so forth. Wear on the grip. That has a lot to do with it. If you look at a revolver or an automatic pistol and the right-hand grip panel is worn and the left-hand grip panel is not, I will almost guarantee you that gun's a police trade-in. God only knows how many times it's been shot. Okay. Let's try this old gun out. 3-inch barrel, 9-shot, 22 caliber revolver. I'll just dump him out there. We're going to shoot him all. Been raining all day today. I'm sitting here on a wet chair. Got my Gore-Tex on. It's raining on and off. Probably a rain dot on the camera's lens. Trying to make a video through a fishbowl. Gets about 9 shots in that gun. There we go. It's hard to load. It's got so many holes in it. All right, let's get some ear mufflers on here so we can hear the wife yell, "Come and get it." It's ready. All right, let's try 9 on double action. Here we go. Ooh. Nine on single action, 9 on double action. What did I say? Single action or double action? I don't know. We got 9 shot out of it though. And they all shot good. Low, get her Galladins back up here. I think we'll try the chest center on double action this time. It's a pretty good shooting little gun. All right, let's try it on double action down here. That's a hit. That was one. Yeah. 25-yard steel chest center, which is approximately 1/3 the size of a regular police silhouette target. 9 out of 9 times. Not bad. This is my good little kit style gun. Carry on your trap line. It's mostly alloy frame, so you know it'd be a pretty good gun to have in the boat, so forth. Let's try a little bitty target down there. Let's try the old 6-inch steel swinger. Yeah. Didn't hit it that time. Okay. 10-inch steel plate. Yeah. Old air gun target. Let's get ambitious. Hit one of them little air gun chickens. Oh no, something moved. Okay. That's a pretty good old gun. Works right, shoots right. I hit my target dot down there 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna get and walk down there and look at it, but I can see that I hit that shoot and see dot 3 or 4 times. It's one of the 3-inch circles. It's okay. 3-inch barrel, 22 revolver. Yeah. I estimate the value of this gun somewhere around $300. These guys have become very popular over the years, and ones in good condition today are worth a lot more than they were when they were new back in the 70s and the 60s. This gun was probably made late 1960s, early 1970s. I didn't run the serial number against the thing, but this is an R100. This is the most popular gun, high standard ever made. And a lot of their spin-off guns were based on this, the Longhorn and the Ombre and so forth, the Western style revolvers, and all based on this design. A Winchester even manufactured a 38 special revolver, 4-inch, made about 3,000 of them. It was a flop, but it was actually on this R100 design. Winchester tried to get into the law enforcement revolver market in the late 1960s, and they adopted the design of the R100 and produced it in a 5-shot 38 special revolver. And it just didn't take off. It was a marketing failure, and it just didn't take off. They're very collectible now. They're worth several $1,000s a piece. But the old R100 design is, you know, just a tank. And they make this gun in a 12-inch barrel, and a 10-inch barrel, an 8, and a 6, and a 3, and a 4, and a 2, round butt, square butt. They made in 22 Magnum. Just an outstanding gun, outstanding design, high standard Sentinel. Well, all right then. I'll probably have another high standard Sentinel video in about a week. I really appreciate you. I haven't been able to put up a video here lately because I've been so busy working either with my sworn officer position, was short-handed down there at that place, at that organization. So I was working 6 days a week for them, and my regular security gig, plus had Knob Creek Run-Up Week and Aftermath Week and Jungle Walk and all of that nonsense. So I haven't been able to put up anything in almost 2 weeks. So we're going to get back to it now that things have slacked up a little bit. Like it, share it, commentate, and subscribe. And Patreon link in the description. Leave me an old $1 in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door. I really appreciate my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate my material supporters, and I really appreciate everybody just coming out and watching my stuff. All right then, we'll see y'all.